479-443-1800 or visit inatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
KERX Paris Fort Smith from the Busch Light Studios. ESPN 95.3.
Snickerdoodle. She just made those for the lineman this week. That's my number one. Puppy Chow. I'll put Puppy Chow number 3. Pistachio bread. I think it's good. I'm not a fan. I'll put that at 4. And the crumble copycat surgery, I'll put that at 2.
We had delivered all the ingredients to make Quinn Grovey's dip. And it came time to make the dip. And she just didn't really want to do it. She didn't feel good. And I said, well, okay, I'll do it. It's all right in there. I'll do it. So from the living room, she told me what to do, how to do it. And it was amazing. And I've made it once ever since. I made it again. How about that? But and I saw Quinn today, and I told him, man, your dip's pretty awesome, by the way. And he said, do it on Super Bowl Sunday. That's what he said. So
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson
I'm trying to move on from this. Can we move on?
and Tommy Kraft.
Everybody gripes, we got nothing to do around here. Well, here's one more thing to do.
This is the Morning Rush.
You know, usually we play off the open, and unfortunately, Tommy's not here today. He's had another death in the family, so if you could just keep in your thoughts and prayers, we'd appreciate it. You know, I know he'd love to be here for a multitude of reasons, but we were starting off with food today.
Yeah.
And listen to DVH at the Swatters Club discuss Quinn Grovey's dip and Eat Like the Hogs, the new book with, I mean, it's got Karen Brent Horn, it's got QG, it's got all these different Razorbacks that are a part of this cookbook. And I'm going to be honest, I probably should have done the research what Quinn Grovey's dip actually is, but it's got me curious and got me hungry. I don't know what you all are doing for Super Bowl Sunday this week. Maybe you're going to a friend's house. Maybe you're watching the game somewhere. If you could share that with us, we'd love to hear what you're doing this week. 877-377-6963. Outside of DVH talking about Quinn Grovey's dip, amongst other things. He had some baseball things, obviously, that he got into that we can discuss. Yeah. Arkansas baseball begins a week from Friday, which I know Phil Elson, Bubba Carpenter, so many of us are really excited about. I love how they start out with a bang. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't wade into it. Let's go to Globe Life. Let's go to Texas. Let's play some perennial powerhouses, some Big 12, Southwest Conference tournaments. I mean, this is in one of the best venues in all of I said college baseball. It's where the Rangers play, but in all of baseball, I love that aspect of it.
Yeah, the only thing is they don't put it on regular linear TV.
Yeah.
You got to sign up through whatever. Is it still Flow Sports?
I believe so. I'm surprised. I'm surprised we have not gotten an email yet. Typically, we get an email from Flow Sports, whatever's going on, and
it'll probably be this Wednesday or next Wednesday. And there's your built-in beef right there. Flow Sports.
Yeah, easy enough. Our beef's coming up tomorrow. We're going to talk a little baseball as well with our buddy James Teague with the T Law Firm tomorrow at 9:10 as well. Hey, before we get going a little bit on this Super Bowl stuff, I want to remind everyone, when it comes to games in Northwest Arkansas, it could be that upcoming baseball season that we're talking about. Maybe it's basketball season with Bud Walner. It's still got Texas A&M, Auburn, some big-time games remaining in the conference schedule for the Razorbacks. Well, the Inn at the Mill is big time as well. Jennifer and the team always ready to help you. 479-443-1800. I love where it's located. It's so close to everything. I feel like it's really close. Yeah, it's really close to campus. It's close enough to the AMP. It's close enough to Bentonville if you want to go eat somewhere in Benton County. I mean, it really is in a unique spot off the Johnson exit, off I-49. And it's got a way of like being rustic, but at the same time feeling new. I don't know how they go about doing that, but it's just how it is. If you haven't been, you need to stop by. It's a great place to stay in Northwest Arkansas. 479-443-1800 or visit inatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present. We also should mention, unintentionally, Colton and I are matching today.
Colton took my hoodie off.
You did take it off? Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't even notice.
We can't sit here on camera and have it's just not going to work out. Someone's going to text it, hey, you guys match? And I'm not going to have it. We're not going to do that.
I've seen different friends of mine that girls have worn the same dress at a wedding event or something of that, and
That's
it was
serious.
it's just awkward. I don't really care. Obviously, you
Yeah.
care enough to
Well,
take it off.
I don't know. I didn't want to embarrass you.
Yeah,
I look
that's a
better
good
in
point.
mine than you do in yours.
That's a good point.
Exactly
I'm not
why.
gonna push back on that at all. In our open, not only did you hear DVH talking about Quinn Grovey's dip, you also heard Drake May talking about what they're calling the Queen of the North, his wife, who loves to bake. Is Gabby a baker? Do you?
So
get-
she dabbles every now
Okay.
and then. She likes to try, but because of Drake May's wife and Michael May, who has been on TikTok and making stuff all year long, she follows her and knows what that is. So she'll she'll send me just a list of TikToks every day to watch, and it's Drake May's wife out there just cooking for what looks like the entire Patriots franchise. So she's a big hit up there in New England on the TikTok.
That really is a sweet story. They've been dating since what, middle school?
Yeah, it's the all-American story. Like, you couldn't write it any better than that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
You've got the Hunter Henry and Eric Gregory connection. I got to look and see if Tyron Broden's on the Seattle Seahawks practice squad or not. But
I know he was UDFA at the beginning of the season.
Okay, so
undrafted free agent.
You've got some Razorback connection. It's not a lot in this game. Hunter's, I think, going to play a vital part if the New England Patriots. That's not an outlandish take or anything, or stepping out of the ledge take. But if the Patriots have a chance to win this game, I would expect Hunter to play a big role in that for this upcoming weekend. I'm a guy, when you get ready for the Super Bowl, first half social, second half at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Always been that way. It could be at a restaurant or whatever. And then I just kind of want to get back home because, again, I'm old now, and I want to settle in for the 4:15, 4 o'clock wake-up call that I'm going to get Monday morning.
Yeah.
I know many of us have pushed to have the day after the Super Bowl off.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that, once again, I'm hopefully going to push for. Now, for us, it's not going to matter because we need to be able to react and talk about it the next day. But I know a lot of you would love to have that day
You're looking
off.
out for everybody else, for the listeners, for everybody. Yeah, that's good.
Brennan says Flow Sports was way better than last year. Give them a chance.
I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying an extra thing that I'm not going to use throughout the rest of the year. It's they're hoping that I get the free membership or whatever, and then I forget to unsubscribe, and I'm not going to fall for their trap.
Ryan in Prairie Grove says that he's making twice baked potatoes for the Super Bowl. I'm making cooked to order chili dogs. I told my friend that is hosting the
What do
party.
you mean cooked to order?
Well, I've got all the ingredients for chili.
Okay.
And I've got the hot dogs,
yeah.
the buns, the cheese.
There you go.
And I don't want to make them at my house and then bring them over. Now, I did tell him I would clean up
That's smart.
everything.
That's smart, yeah.
But I don't. I want them to be fresh. I want them to from dog to bun, chili on top,
There you
hot
go.
and fresh.
Dog to bun.
Yeah,
I can just see you just walking into a Super Bowl party with just a massive tray of chili dogs.
Filling
Just,
it like Kevin from The Office. Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. But that'll be fun. Chili dogs that's one of those Super Bowl staples. You got to have those. You got to have wings. Got to have some kind of pizza. You got to have all the good snack foods.
That's the way to go. There's plenty of storylines coming out of the Super Bowl week, and you got Radio Row there. Tommy and I were discussing yesterday. At some point, we'd love to do that. Maybe Nashville, if the Cowboys ever get back to the Super Bowl. One of the big things is the international games. Spain, Australia, Brazil, Germany, United Kingdom. I know this is something that some owners want to do because there's more money in the pot and there's more viewership that they could gain out of that. I don't like it. I've said before on these airwaves, I think we're trending towards a Super Bowl out of the United States, which I would hate. But that's, again, I just think that's where the sport is going. I think that's where the money is going. And some people like it. Like, I know it's like week 0, it was Kansas State and Iowa State. And like playing an Arkansas Razorback football game in Ireland, at least on the surface, looks cool. But you're losing a home game or a road game of some sort. I don't. If I'm a player, I'm taking less money in order not to have to go through the travel, the jet lag, and all the stuff that accompanies an international game in the NFL.
And I just don't know. That's what you're talking about, Ty. For the players, I mean, what good does it do? Like, what does that put on your body? You had to be on a plane all the way across the ocean for even longer. And I know these guys are elite, one-of-one athletes, but routine means a lot to them, too. Sometimes these guys can be, robotic, systematic at times. And so the travels of going all the way across to a different continent, I imagine that it puts some type of strain on the people that are actually playing those games. But you're right, Ty. Owners and general managers, people that are in charge of the business side of things, they're going to want to squeeze every fan for as much money as they'll give them. And over in Europe, they haven't experienced something like that in terms of American football before. But they have the venues, they have those awesome stadiums for all the soccer matches over there. So there's real estate that's readily available. Those fans are going to at least turn out because it's like a social status thing. They're going to be excited that the biggest ticket in town, they're there. So it's good for them. But I think that there are some, like I heard Matt Jones say yesterday that the Saints might be playing in Paris in the future, which that's cool, have some cultural tie in there. If they could work in some of that, I think that's good. But if you're just doing it to, just go overseas and play just to rake in a couple extra bucks in cash at the end of the year, I'm not as big of a fan of that. And like you said, if they go overseas to have a Super Bowl, that's where it's going to be like, okay, now this has become a total corporate thing, and it's just going to be a ghost of what the Super Bowl once was.
We'll come back to that. Getting text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline about the baseball and Super Bowl stuff. Blake suggests Wolf Brand, no beans, caramelized some onion, little mustard, chef's kitchen.
Chili, yeah.
That's what he is wanting to do this weekend. B in Clarksville said, Phil Ellison, play-by-play, always delivers over Flow Sports.
Delivers over ESPN.
Yes, I will also put a check mark by that. B, I 100% agree. All right, so earlier on the airwaves, Chuck and Bo had on Gus Mouse on. And 20 years ago, you had Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis, all in the same backfield. You had an Arkansas team get all the way to the SEC championship in Atlanta. I want to just go back for a sec.
Here comes Felix Jones to the 10.
Rush 3 and drop 8. In the corner. Freshman to Springdale. Jacob Skinner will hold it. The kick is Arkansas wins. Pass. Sideline. See you later. Touchdown, Marcus. Well, he hits a hole. Here he goes. Watch it. The 25, 15, 5. Touchdown.
With McFadden lined up directly behind the center. Gets it. He's going to pass. Got a man wide open. Touchdown, Mark.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so that 2006 season was the last time you reached the SEC championship game. Man, 2 decades. Now, what I find, there's so many interesting layers to that season. Getting some of the Springdale 5, the dynamics between Gus Malzahn and Houston Nutt, Darren McFadden, his sophomore season, the meteoric rise to what we thought might be a Heisman Trophy, and ended up being a runner-up to Troy Smith. So I don't necessarily want to go deep into Houston Nutt and Gus Malzahn's relationship. And they were on the same staff. You had a head coach and an OC, a boss, an employee, an employer, like that type of relationship. What I do find interesting is like that behind the scenes, everything that may or may not have happened. Like you in the workforce, in college athletics, there's a lot of things that go on that we either don't hear about or that are pushed under the rug or whatever the case may be. I at least at the time, and there's probably sports media members that knew about some of this in 2006, but that dynamic wasn't talked about like a ton. And then you had Wally and in Houston going back and forth on KBZ, and it was just a weird thing. The reason I bring that up is not only because Gus Malzahn is retiring after 35 years. I just find this new venture, I should say, that's happening between the athletics department and the University of Arkansas from the academic side interesting. You've got Chancellor Charles Robinson and Hunter Yurachek. And there's always been you've always had the combination of athletics and academics has had to work. They are hand in hand, right? They're always intertwined. Colton, you've got a dad that's worked in athletics for I don't know how many decades, and we all know high school coaches, or we know superintendents, or we know someone connected to either athletics and academics. And sometimes those relationships are great. Sometimes those relationships turn salty pretty quick for a variety of reasons. I think my question is that relationship between Coach Nutt and Coach Malzahn soured, either very quickly over the course of the season, whatever. Again, that's not the point. The point is to compare it to what it is today. And I'm not saying the relationship between Hunter Yurachek and Chancellor Robinson has soured. I just want to know, are we going to have a situation where these guys can't get on the same page? Like John White and Frank Broyles, that the connection was never there. Will these guys be able to fight through their differences, being that they're on the quote-unquote same team, they're on different teams with the athletics and academics on two different sides. The hope is that these guys can work hand in hand and make not just the athletic side of the U of A better, but continue to strive towards academic excellence. So I like to call it the Harvard of the South at Arkansas.
Well, that's
what I love to say about our university.
It's unfortunately it's not that. You can refer to it as that, but it's not like this is some academic institution of great higher learning. And I don't want to besmirch the U of A. It is the flagship of this school, but it's not known for its academic excellence above all, considering other schools around it. But it's still a U of A. And if Chancellor Robinson is smart, he'll realize what everybody has realized for a long time at schools like Alabama and now recently Indiana. You've mentioned this before, Ty. Your football program is one of the biggest ways that you can get students, not just football players, regular run-of-the-mill Joe Blow students to come to your school. And so if Hunter Yurachek can convince Chancellor Robinson that the investment from the university standpoint into this athletics program and this partnership will generate more of an income to you by giving you more students, more education, more grants from the state, and this and that and the other, all that, mumbo-jumbo that's way above my head, that's going to be a good deal for everybody. They got to figure out a way to make that work because, like you said, Ty, if football is it's the front porch. We hear that all the time, and so if you can get the athletic program to be the face of your university, and it's being invested to by the university, that's a good partnership. There are ways that can work, but just like Malzahn and Nutt, it can sour if there's not the right level of communication.
Well, we'll come back to that at some point. We got our Pradco Pyramid of Power that we've got to get to. Before we do, got to tell you about APAC and Standard Materials Group. They have the top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete that you need for whether it's your small residential project or a large-scale commercial job. Doesn't matter if the job is big or small. Call them at 479-587-3300. That's APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Chad Van Kooten is stepping in for our buddy Bruce Standen. Chad, I know you got to work hand in hand with Bruce. You got to work hand in hand with a lot of other people in the fishing industry. It's just part of it. You got to have these relationships, and you can understand it from that regard, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know you've got your list. You're stepping in for Bruce. Let's go and get into our Pradco Pyramid of Power. The SEC had quite a bit of shakeup this weekend, including the game in Fayetteville. Let's get into it.
LearnNet.com, LearnNet.com, LearnNet.com. There you go.
Chrome blackback, Chrome blackback.
Who are the best basketball teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
All right, Chad, who we got in the one hole?
In the one hole, it's hard to not put Texas A&M up there. Sorry. They ripped Georgia 92-77 in Athens. They've won 4 straight SEC games. And really, they've kind of quietly put together a really good season. So we've got them at number 1.
They're coming to Fayetteville in February. That'll be a great game, great midweek game, hopefully, that Arkansas can pad its resume. Who's at number 2, Chad?
Number 2, we got Florida. They hung 100 on Alabama. They're starting to look kind of like that defending national champion team. But they do have a big game. We just talked about Texas A&M, Texas A&M, Florida. In College Station on Saturday, so that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Who finds himself at number 3?
We got Vanderbilt at number 3. They started off the year hot. They lost 3 there in a row, but they seemed to kind of righted the ship with wins over Ole Miss and Kentucky last week. So we've got them at number 3.
Number 4?
Number 4. We've got Kentucky at number 4.
Ugh.
I know. These teams that are we've got Texas A&M and Florida with 7 wins, and you've got these other teams that are 6 wins, 5 wins. They kind of interchange week to week. But based on last week with Yeah, with Kentucky's win over Arkansas, we've got Kentucky at number 4.
So Arkansas after them at 5?
Yeah, Arkansas at number 5. I think Coach Cal gets a few days to work on a few things too. And I think it'll be a good, if you look at what Arkansas has done over the last, history so far, whenever we've lost, whether it's against Auburn, we come out and we hang 108 on South Carolina. If we lost to Georgia, once we lost to Georgia, we came out and beat Vanderbilt really handily. So, expect good things this week, I would think, from just the time off.
All right, who rounds out the Pradco Pyramid of Power this morning, Chad?
Tennessee.
They've got one tonight.
Yeah, they've won 3 straight, beating Alabama, Georgia, and Auburn. I believe they got Ole Miss tonight, traveling to Lexington on Saturday.
Well, they've got a big week ahead for the Tennessee Volunteers, starting to pick up steam. That win's looking pretty solid right now, considering you took them down to open up SEC play. All right, Chad Van Kunen is the director of sales at Pradco Fishing. Chad made right here in Arkansas. All right, so it's February. Give our listeners a sense. What should they be fishing with at this time of year? I know it's starting to warm up a little bit here in the natural state.
Yeah, starting to warm up. It's still a little bit chilly outside, but it's still a great time to be out fishing. So if it's cooler outside, I dress accordingly, and February is a great time to be out on the White River catching some brown trout. I'd tie on a Booyah Flash Point or the smaller version, the junior size. Jerk bait's a good bait to have on to catch them right now, and it's exciting to throw that. You can catch them and catch numbers. Plus, you got a little bit more movement by casting and retrieving to stay warm. So I do that on the white. If you're not able to get to the white, it's a great time to chase crappie on Beaver Lake. Tie on a Bobby Garland baby shad. Use monkey milk color and go find some fish.
LearnThat.com. Pradco Fishing made right here in Arkansas. Chad, thanks for stepping up for Bruce today. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
All right, Hog Update when we come back. An honor for J.J. Andrews, an Arkansas signee. We'll tell you about that and more when we return.
Missouri Tigers made a call, went on a visit, KU in Lawrence, Wichita State. And I said, no, thanks. I'm going to go to Texas and play junior college baseball and wait for Arkansas to call me. Isn't that right, Norm?
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of Beef. Itswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
I'm surprised Doug made that call.
That's a bad technical.
Just to be honest.
This is The Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
All white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. pretty different than the Nugs you're used to. Haters will say, that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mix it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hi, this is Philip Carr. After a long winter nap, the legendary Shangri-La Resort on Lake Ouachita is waking back up. Starting Friday, February the 6th, the coffee is hot, the cabins are cozy, and yes, those famous homemade pies are back in the oven. Whether you're here for a world-class fishing or just a quiet slice of paradise, we've missed you. Visit ShangriLaResortAR.net to plan your February getaway or give us a call at 870-867-2011. Shangri-La Resort in beautiful Midada, Arkansas. A touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
Congratulations, you're officially part of the Crane Cash Winner's Circle. Feels good to celebrate those huge savings and all that extra Crane cash for your trade, doesn't it? With Crane, it's easy to feel like a champion.
That's because we'll beat any competitor's price. That's right. Bring us anyone else's deal and we'll beat it. Now that's winning. That's the Crane team.
Find your winning deal at craneteam.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, pig.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog. Man, it's awesome. It's unexplainable. I mean, I've been dreaming about this since day one. Just following my own legacy. That's what he always tells me. So it's great to be able to be a Hog.
That was Arkansas signee J.J. Andrews has been selected for the 2026 McDonald's All-American game, which is taking place at the end of next month in Arizona. Excited about him. Listen to these stats that he's averaging his senior year. 31 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 68% from the field, and 39%, Colton, from the three-point line.
I'm loving it. And he missed
Nice.
and he missed some time too because he was injured
good
with
point.
that accident. So this is going to be a really good player for you. And one thing that you fans are going to really love about this kid, we've heard it in all the interviews he's given so far, all the media he's done. this is a guy that understands what it means to be an Arkansas Razorback, and I think fans are just going to absolutely love watching this kid play. He's extremely talented, like you just said. I mean, 31 points in his senior year. He's playing in the best conference in basketball in Arkansas. It is he is a really, really talented kid, and I'm excited to watch him, and glad he's a Burger Boy, and glad Cal got him.
I have an infatuation with left-handed basketball players.
Oh, it's so that shot. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, and I know some people feel the same way about pitchers, and there's coaches that seek them out because the ball comes out differently than would from a right-handed pitcher.
You won't find a quarterback coach trying to find a left-handed
Yeah, it's a
quarterback.
little different. And funny enough, KJ Jackson, left-hand quarterback for this upcoming season. Right. But excited about JJ, and like you said, he really feels like he knows what it means. But listen, we interview high school kids occasionally because most of the time they're just not great interviews. The two best high school kids we've ever had on this program that were phenomenal interviews. Like put them in, they sounded like they were professionals. It was J.J. Andrews and Kane Archer. Yeah. Both those kids were phenomenal at just speaking their mind, very articulate, and I'm excited to see JJ.
Both with
on the hill.
Great parents.
Yes,
too, that has a little bit to do with
it helps Sean Andrews. All right, continuing on your hog update. You might have heard it towards the break. If you missed it, DVH shared a funny story at the Swatters Club yesterday.
Missouri Tigers made a call, went on a visit, KU in Lawrence, Wichita State. And I said, no, thanks. I'm going to go to Texas and play junior college baseball and wait for Arkansas to call me. Isn't that right, Norm?
He's got a sense of humor, and he is funny. It's dry from time to time, but 40-plus minutes yesterday just speaking with fans, diehard Arkansas baseball fans. I saw this in Whole Hog Sports. His jersey for that JUCO, McLennan Community College that he was talking about, is getting retired this Sunday. Wore the number 8 for 2 years for the Highlanders. This just adds to his list when it comes to accolades that Dave Van Horn. We can talk about the College World Series appearances and the many all-conference and all-Americans that he's coached at Arkansas. He is now a part of the he's been a part of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, the UA Sports Hall of Honor, and various other Hall of Fames, and this is just something else to add to his resume. And again, as a player, not as a coach, as a player. Last two things here in your hog update. Arkansas has dropped to number 21 in the latest AP poll. Again, no midweek game for the Razorbacks. They'll take on Mississippi State at 11 a.m. this Saturday. And then if you missed this announcement yesterday, Post Malone, Jelly Roll, Carter Faith, Saturday, July 11th in Razorback Stadium. They are this is going to be a part, what I would guess, maybe yearly, maybe once in Bud, once in Razorback Stadium of different concert venues, and that's a pretty big listen. I know a lot of you don't listen to either Jelly Roll, Carter Faith, or Post Malone, but I would guess it's going to be highly attended. All right, that is your hog update this morning. It's brought to you by the Hit That Line Now app, powered by our friends at Taco Bell. I'll tell you, road trips. Like, I'm going to Texas here these next few days. My road trip food is Taco Bell. They have this new, like, it always seems like they've got something new on the menu, but when it comes to what Taco Bell has, I'm a big fan of the different things they offer on whether it's the Lux Value menu. They have always got the Discovery Lux box. And again, all of our content is on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. All right, we've got our Morning Rush Daily Question to get to in just a bit. We'll react to more Super Bowl stuff and a few other things. We'll come back to the Gus Malzahn retirement as well. We had a lot of snow, a lot of sleet, a lot of ice here this last week and a half or so. And I know some of you wanted to get by and see our buddy David Rath at Rath Mitsubishi and Rath Auto Resources at the Mighty Key Car Care Center. And maybe when you stopped by, you saw some of those road-ready certified vehicles. David, I was driving by Rath Auto Resources yesterday. It is a full lot, man. Canopy outside. I mean, you guys are stocked up at both places as much as you guys have had recently.
Man, the guys have been just buying round the clock, dude. I mean, they've been hustling really hard, getting all the good pre-owned cars we can. Really trying to beef everything up coming into hopefully warmer weather here pretty soon. So, a lot of really nice road ready certified vehicles hitting both lots, several a day, kind of running through and getting through that process and everything, getting that full inspection. And, we back all that with a good comprehensive warranty too. So, really good peace of mind, great product, great value, all that good stuff. And we've got the best selection we've had maybe ever, as far as just quantity and quality. A lot of really good stuff to look at.
Plus those Outlanders 2025s, 0% for 72. They were at 60, but you got 12 more months on top of that, man.
That's right. They were doing 60 months, and then toward the end of last month, they kind of gave us a sneak peek of what they were going to do for February, I guess. So we're doing, we got 0% for 72 months on the 25 Outlanders, the remaining 25 Outlanders we've got in stock. So that's as good an incentive as anybody's got in the country right now. 0% for 72 is really stout. And, if you want to take rebate, they've got great rebate options, too. So you can kind of pick your deal there. $1,000 loyalty rebate for folks that already own a Mitsubishi. We got all kinds of good stuff there as well.
Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. David's your pop culture guy. You can ask him anything, especially about Back to the Future. David, be safe. It looks like the roads are finally cleared up, and then we can get back to life as normal.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, when we return, Morning Rush Daily Question. We continue on next.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
How about my wife's cookbook? Eat like the hogs, man.
This is the Morning Rush.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hey, it's Wes Pruitt from 4-Star Sports Media. Before they make it to the majors, they make their mark right here in Northwest Arkansas. The Naturals are about to light up the diamond, and 4-Star Sports Media has you covered on every base. From rising stars to unforgettable moments, it all starts here with 4-Star Sports Media. Podcasts, live shows, and expert takes all in one place. 4star.live on web and 4-Star Sports M on X. Your 24/7 home for sports coverage from every possible angle.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. Got a lot going on during the week. I really don't want to leave the office, but my stomach's still growling. Thankfully, my buddy Mitchell introduced me to DK Fit Meals. David and his team put together incredible meal preps for me each and every week. Mitchell, I'm sure glad you recommended DK Fit Meals.
And with Arkansas basketball season underway, finding time to cook every night just isn't that easy. So with DK Fit Meals, I've got meals that are ready to go in just a matter of minutes. Find your flavor at dkfitmeals.com. That's dkfitmeals.com. So easy, even Ty can do it. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
Travel home, don't know what the weather's going to be. We're not going to play during the week until the weekend. Is that my phone again? Or we got? You're in trouble. That's pretty good turning that off quick. You do that a lot, don't you?
We've all been in that awkward, uncomfortable situation where we thought our phone was on silent. Turns out it was on loud. And you had, I don't know who that person actually was at the Swatters Club yesterday. That phone was going off during Dave Van Horn's conversation with the baseball fans. And listen, he was very just having a good time with it and everything else. When is the most embarrassing moment that you have left your phone on at any given point? 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group hotline is wide open for you via call, via text. Some of you don't want to mention it, which is for the sake of radio, for the sake of content. Just you know what, you can be anonymous. You want to say, Ty, this is anonymous, but I left my phone on at so and so at a funeral or a like a graduation or something of that nature. Something
pretty mild.
Yeah. What would be horrible? I was trying to
funeral's definitely near the top of the list. Someone up there giving a eulogy, just spilling their heart out about their lost loved one, and then all of a sudden you hear, play that funky, someone's bad ringtone. That's definitely got to be up there. I can't think of an instance for myself personally where my phone was ringing, but I can think of a time where I was not allowed to take flash photography at a talent show one time, and I was taking a video of someone in order to send it to my friends to tell them how bad this person was, and my phone flash went off, and the person on stage saw me, and they got a little upset, and their performance suffered greatly, even worse than it already had after that. So I was given a stern talking to by the directors, and was asked not to do that anymore. But I can't think of a time where my phone has ever rang, but that is one thing that I keep my phone on silent all the time, much to the dismay of my wife and my employers and my father. But,
mine's on do not disturb. I know. I'll take you a step further. Mine's on do not disturb.
I have to call you twice anytime I need anything, and it's something.
Well, but you think the number of
I know you're a popular guy.
Well, you sound like you sound like Tommy. By the way, Tommy's going to be back with us tomorrow. He had a death in family, so just be thinking about him. It's not that. It's just, okay, if I'm going to concentrate during the course of a day and check off my checklist of the different things we need to get done.
You get a lot of texts. You get a lot of messages,
and
emails.
If it's really that important, like you'd call me right back. If that is at least in my thought. It's
I don't
like,
always call you for important.
If they really need something important, they can do so. All right, let's start in Gentry, Colton.
Oh.
Spank. I don't know who Spank is. I like that.
Don't know them by their name. But.
My sister had her phone on loud, and it went off during the prayer at church. Not lying one bit. It was Crank That by Soldier Boy.
Crank That Soldier Boy up there while the pastor's talking about the New Testament or something. That's
We've got an anonymous text.
Here we go.
These are good. You don't want to.
That's right.
You don't want to disparage yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself, but you can still help with the content of this show.
Still let us know.
Don't share this person's name. He asked. I was sitting in church several years ago, and someone's phone went off with "Fat Bottom Girls" by Queen as the ringtone.
That's a good one.
This is fun. Another anonymous text. We're not going to share this person's identity. This happened to him. It kind of goes along these lines. It was a text. His brother sent him a text, and I guess it went out loud. When you're done exposing your bleep, give me a call.
Oh.
Except
that's no good.
The brother had gotten a new number, and he gave that phone to his secretary. She was a good sport about it, and said that and said this is his secretary that got a new number. Thank you, anonymous texter.
Thank you.
That would be awkward. That's why if I see someone in person, I might say something directly to them that I would not say via a phone call, via text, because of a possible scenario or situation
where you click it on the wrong person's
name.
name.
This anonymous texter just shared with us.
I always get worried about that.
Yeah, these are fun. These are fun. I think I got all right. Another one. I think I can share this person's name. Andrew texted in from Little Rock. My phone rang 10th grade anatomy and physiology in the middle of a test. Phone was on my desk. He got a 0% on the test and a stern chewing from Coach Register. It was humiliating.
That's not fair. Just because your phone rings, I mean, you didn't sit there and answer it. It wasn't like, the anatomy and physiology company was calling to give you the answers. I mean, it was just a phone call. You should have argued against that, Andrew. I'm sorry. That's not fair.
I think mine, now keep in mind, I do a lot of embarrassing things, but as a student media person, which you're like radio, you're already thought to be the lowest of the low form of media.
Yeah.
Student media is like 10,000 degrees below sea level under that.
50 feet of crap, and then there's us.
And rare is it that I asked a question, I would listen to the veterans. I would listen to late Bob Holt. I would listen to Clay Henry. I would listen to people much more intelligent and smarter than me to try and diagnose and figure out, hey, when I get to this point, what can I ask? I'm still terrible at it, but I at least had the wherewithal and the thought process of, hey, probably just shut your mouth and listen to others. And so I can't remember that this was a Brett Bielema or a Mike Anderson press conference. Mike was always nice to me. Brett was just kind of whatever. So my phone, like an alarm went off, an alarm set because I'd work or something like that, and I couldn't turn it off. I tried to mute it, turn it off, and it was driving me nuts. And I'm forgetting which head coach it was, but I was so embarrassed, so mad at myself that I almost threw the phone against the wall in order to get it. It eventually turned off. It eventually was okay, but that was definitely one.
Sometimes that's the best course of action is just to take your phone and just turn to the
break it
and just you throw it as far as you can and just hope that as the sound travels away, the problem does as well.
Chase texting in saying I had someone at a funeral there that phone went off server that was playing Crazy Bleep full blast.
It's a good song.
JT in Hot Springs. My 5-year-old niece answered my phone once, and it was my best friend. Luckily, he didn't say anything crude first like he always does.
Yeah, that's it.
That
you got to be worried. There's some people that you cannot answer the phone with on speaker anywhere near. I mean, you have to be like locked up somewhere like in Fort Knox, because what they may say could get you fired, could get you, I mean, hurt.
The other thing that I am very, I need to be more cognizant of, and maybe friends and Morning Rush listeners should alert, if you're in the vehicle with your daughter, your son, or your significant other, your wife, let me know.
Let me know that. Yeah, I'd like to know.
Don't let me use the same coarse language that I would use when it was just me and you versus when a young kiddo's ears are alert and hearing what I'm saying, or that's just like PSA. Very, like, I would not use the same language around you if little Carter was around.
Well, that hasn't stopped me. My wife has told me I need to clean up a little bit of the ways in which I speak, some of my speech patterns, because little ears are now listening.
Yeah.
And you're right. You got to let me know, because I could be sharing state secrets, and you never know. Loose lips sink ships, and those kids, they talk. They don't know any better. Kids say the darndest things. So you got to let me know, because you're right. I could be saying some very questionable things that I don't want a child to hear.
This has been a good segment. Shane texted in. He's a paramedic working on the scene of a deceased person when his phone started playing Amazing Grace on the bagpipes right in front of the family. Yeah, that one's tough, Shane.
That's as bad as
Jose texted in.
Terrible.
I've learned not to open any messages on Facebook when my kids are around. That's another great point.
That's a good point.
You don't know it more often than not. Your friends, they're going to send you something that's
they're sending you something to embarrass you. They're actually trying to hurt you, if they're your real friends.
Yeah. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question. It was a good response. Thank you, Morning Rush audience. Cart Pass Social, great place to play indoor golf in Arkansas. Go to cartpasssocial.com. If you're a planner, maybe you're a dad or a mom, or you're in charge of your company's party, maybe it's your 25th, 50th anniversary, whatever, Cart Pass Social is the place to go. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. It's always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. Go to cartpasssocial.com for the #1 indoor golf facility in all of Arkansas. That is Cart Pass Social.
Brennan and Van Buren here, a little off topic, but I work for my granddad, and he uses speakerphone all the time. An employee called after a doctor's appointment, and in the middle of the Mexican restaurant, he explained that his hemorrhoids were too bad for him to come to work.
Oh, that's a good one. JT always lets people know that his wife, daughter, parents are in the truck with him when he's on the road, just so one of his friends doesn't do that. Don in Fayetteville was playing a show at George's in Fayetteville, and his phone went off during the song. That's not that bad.
It does ruin a little bit of the symbol of professionalism. Well, I mean, he's up there at George's. I mean, he's rocking out. You don't want, that some high-pitched cell phone tone to interrupt, I don't know, the sweet, sultry sounds coming off of, I don't know, whatever Don plays at George's.
Well, back to yesterday at the Swatters Club. I know we're a week this Friday away from Arkansas baseball. People are excited about it. DVH was giving us some good stuff.
He's draft eligible as a sophomore. He might get to pitch for us in May. He might not. Even if he doesn't pitch for us, it's going to be hard to keep him. We're doing everything we can to keep him. So if anybody wants to pass the hat, put the big dollars in there, okay? Whatever you got to do, we got to get him back.
I was DVH talking about Carson Wiggins, the younger brother of Jackson Wiggins, who got injured, hoping to have him back by postseason or around postseason, as you heard. But he's in his element. The guy's had 2+ decades here in Fayetteville. And I had this, listen, I was looking at, I don't follow a ton of off-season baseball storylines. I don't remember if it was 11.7 or if it was D1 Baseball that put this out, but it put out the projected odds for who can win the national championship out of the SEC. LSU, being that they did the best job, best team in college baseball pretty consistently, they have the best odds. Arkansas's at 3rd. Georgia's at 2. I don't know if I could take another DVH disciple winning a national championship before he does. And I said this last year leading into the postseason. Any team except for Georgia. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to Wes Johnson and what he's built in Athens. That's just that's where my mind is when it comes to Arkansas baseball and Dave Manhort. Hopefully he'll get his national championship this year, but I'm kind of of the belief that anyone but Georgia. Anyone, no disrespect to Wes Johnson. Hey, last weekend we didn't have live racing at Oaklawn. That's why they have moved the $1 million Southwest Stakes to this Friday. Season is back, baby, and you can Bet racing with Oaklawn Anywhere at bet.oaklawn.com. And you can download the Oaklawn Anywhere app in the App Store as well. New members can get a sign-up bonus up to $200. We've got live racing beginning again this Thursday. I know people are really excited about that. Use the code RUSH26 to earn that $200 sign-up bonus. That's RUSH26 for Oaklawn Anywhere. Hour number 2 coming up on the Morning Rush. Stay with us.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Is it time for you to finally get the barn, hunting lodge, barn dominium, or garage you always wanted? Sutherland's is here to help. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. When you choose to work with us, you can expect top quality, expertise, and peace of mind, knowing that Sutherland's will do whatever it takes to get the building you've always wanted. For a free quote, call 1-800-66-BARNS. Free estimates at Sutherland's.com. For over 100 years, Sutherland's has been helping folks build it better. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Cold weather is tough on equipment. Frozen lines, slow hydraulics, unexpected breakdowns. Winter downtime costs money, but Sharp Equipment keeps your job moving. Get the equipment you need when you need it. Heavy equipment rentals, reliable repairs, and custom hydraulic hoses built fast. From on-site repairs to fast turn hoses and dependable rentals, we keep your projects moving no matter the temperature. Visit 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren or call 479-649-0500. Sharp Equipment, we help you move more than just the world. We keep you moving forward.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
It's tax season and those checks are coming, so put that refund to work and come see Cody and the gang at Advanced Mechanical Performance in Fort Smith. Need repair or service on your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all. Plus, they've got you covered on power sports parts and accessories too. Call 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will be in and out of the clouds early with a chance of a few showers across the south. Otherwise, an increase in the sunshine later in the day. Our high temperatures in the 50s. Mostly cloudy sky tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the mid to upper 20s, and we're in the 40s for the high on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush.
Snickerdoodle. She just made those for the lineman this week. That's my number one. Puppy Chow. I'll put Puppy Chow number 3. Pistachio bread. I think it's good. I'm not a fan. I'll put that at 4. And the crumble copycat surgery, I'll put that at 2.
We had delivered all the ingredients to make Quinn Grovey's dip. And it came time to make the dip. And she just didn't really want to do it. She didn't feel good. And I said, well, okay, I'll do it. It's all right in there. I'll do it. So from the living room, she told me what to do, how to do it. And it was amazing. And I've made it once ever since. I made it again. How about that? But and I saw Quinn today, and I told him, man, your dip's pretty awesome, by the way. And he said, do it on Super Bowl Sunday. That's what he said. So
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson.
I'm trying to move on from this. We move on.
And Tommy Kraft.
Everybody gripes, we ain't got nothing to do around here. Well, here's one more thing to do.
This is the Morning Rush.
Controversial opinion as we start out hour number 2. No talk of the town today. Tommy should be back with us next week. Not a big puppy chow guy, Colton.
Yeah.
I just think it's too sugary. There's too much going on. I've had multiple variants of it. Just not a fan.
Do you like regular Chex Mix?
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't like regular Chex Mix, you definitely won't like regular Puppy Chow, but it gets kind of damp, kind of moist, like you said, too much powdered sugar on it. You got to do it right. There has to be some level of crunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can't just be slop.
Yeah, not the biggest fan.
No.
Not the biggest fan. I know people are preparing for the Super Bowl this Sunday. I'm making cook-to-order chili dogs for my friends. That's what I'm planning on doing. There's others that are planning on cooking a variety of different things. So you do have Super Bowl Sunday coming up. What else is coming up, Colton?
I don't know. Am I missing something?
Well, your wife's birthday and
also
Valentine's.
those important days.
And Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
well,
14th.
Let us help you out here at ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We've got the playbook for you this Valentine's Day. Just go to hitthatline.com/Valentine's. You can register win a pink sapphire and diamond necklace from Swift's Jewelry right up the square. Gift cards to Cupid's Lingerie, Gregory Jewelers, and Joshua's Fine Jewelry. So all over the natural state. Think about it. You got Northwest Arkansas. You got Mountain Home. You got Hot Spring. We're at Russellville, I should say. We're everywhere. We got you covered all over the natural state. Whether it's diamonds, stunning ruby jewelry, or if you're ready to pop the question, Swift's Jewelry in downtown Fayetteville can help you out. Give her the perfect gift she'll treasure forever. Make it unforgettable with Swift's Jewelry. Cupid's Lingerie. Turn up the romance this Valentine's Day with Cupid's Lingerie in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Bentonville. And shop online at shopcupids.com. This contest is not going to be possible without the help of Joshua's Jewelry in Russellville. They've been serving the jewelry needs of the River Valley since 1994, and Gregory Jewelers on the Square in Mountain Home. Just register. Go to hitthatline.com for the Valentine's Day Playbook giveaway. All you got to do, hitthatline.com/Valentine's, hitthatline.com/Valentine's.
See, I already forgot, so thank you for reminding me. Can I register?
Yeah,
Can I
well, I think in the fine print it says,
exclusive
I don't
to
think
others.
Morning Rush.
I'll find something else.
Our friend Trey Dare, who's stepping in for our buddy Tom Murphy. Trey, you can watch him on Pig Trail Nation, KNWA, all over the place. And Trey, have you gotten your significant other Valentine's Day? I know we're a week out from this Saturday, and you've got a lot of stuff between now and then. Are we prepared for Valentine's Day?
No, I haven't. And if those of you out there that are familiar with the love languages, my wife's very into the whole gift giving thing. Just not really in my makeup, in my DNA. So it's important to her. Gifting, not really my thing. She obviously knows that. Lots of been married for 10 years. We've had lots of conversations about that. I got to get on that. I just didn't really, grow up that kind of way. There's zero chance she's listening. So even if I had something, I could throw it out there. Or the fact that I'm talking about her in this way, she's never going to hear it. So no harm, no foul. But I got to work on that. The whole, typically, the flowers or the candy or the chocolate, she just thinks that's lazy. So I'm gonna have to do something. Try to, there's only about 2 or 3 times a year we have to deliver, and this is one of them.
You got to step up, man. You got to step up this this next Saturday. Well, there is a game next Saturday in Bud Walton Arena. It's when the Auburn Tigers coming to town. I would expect it to be a packed house. No game midweek, though. This falls in a unique time. Arkansas gets beat by their arch rival this weekend. Trey, how do you think this team responds this weekend in Starkville? And what do you think Cal's talking about leading up to this upcoming game?
Yeah, it's interesting. Now that the bye week hits here, so it's a midweek game. They get some time to decompress, and I wonder if the messaging from Cal is going to change a little bit. Typically, when they've lost, it has been more of like, we just didn't have it today. As we kind of heard from coming out of the Auburn game, coming out of the Houston game, things along those lines. I apologize. I had a call coming through, guys, so I was a little bit confused there. Anyways, getting back on track there. So I feel like the messaging is going to change of not, like the Houston game, the Auburn game where we just didn't have it today. It's clear to me there really are some issues with this team. And the game against Kentucky was just so disappointing, Ty. It felt like the stage was set, right? Mm-hmm. 6-2 in conference play. You win the game, you can really take a hold, top of the SEC, kind of announced nationally, we are a player. Presumably they would have been on the verge of the top 10. Packed house, even if Kentucky's down, that's the biggest brand in the conference. And the start was bad, the finish was bad, and the middle was just like a little bit better than okay. So I feel like a lot of the fan base probably comes out of that game just disappointed. It was right there for the taking, and you kind of missed it. It seems pretty similar to me, of a game that was played a little bit earlier in the year against Auburn, where it was, same thing. You're looking at the schedule and you're thinking, hey, they could start. If they win this game, could be 4-5-0 in conference. That's the pathway, and instead, they kind of got smoked. So I don't think that Cal is going to be, kind of apologizing for some of these performances now. And I think you started to see some of that coming out of the Kentucky game. Hey, Nick Pringle, we need more out of you. We can't have 13 minutes and no points. We can't get beat up in the post, because it seemed like when Owe got going and he got, any time he would touch into the paint, whether he was passing, whether he was finishing, Arkansas was in some trouble. So I really think he's going to get after him. They're going to have a hard week practice.
Trey Dare's with us, Pig Trail Nation. Trey, Cal talked about after maybe keeping Carter and Billy on the floor at the same time. I don't know if that means really going big and Malik not coming in until off the bench, or if that means going small, putting TB at the 5 and having both Carter or Billy play the 4 and going really small. He mentioned playing both Malik Ewan and Nick Pringle at the same time. Do you think we finally kind of see either them going really big or really small instead of what we've kind of seen traditionally here these last few weeks?
I do think we're going to see some moments probably where they do play Ewan and Pringle together, but that's just not who they are. This is the best fast break team in the country. So my purview on that one, right? I think a lot of people would agree with that, and it's certainly one of the best fast break teams in the country. So if those two guys are on the floor, that really is going to slow down what you do. But I do think you're going to get some of those looks, and maybe in some of these uglier games, that is something they're going to have to go to. But then if it's only something they're doing 5 minutes a game, how effective can it really be? Billy Richmond deserves to start. He's really been a spark plug all year long. It seems like when you have a moment where you kind of need to get back in the game for whatever reason, even though he's not their best player. Really, quite frankly, as much talent as they have, he's not near the top. He just seems to give it to him. Now, how do they respond to it? Sometimes it's a little bit differently. Sometimes it feels like Billy's the only one that's going all out. So, long way of me saying I like Richmond coming off the bench just from that, kind of like instant spark, instant intensity. Doesn't necessarily add a whole lot offensively, but he can do some things that get your offense going. But I think the way basketball works, the way human emotions work, if people are pouring their heart into it, if people are outperforming their expectations, you have to reward that. So even though I like him on the bench, I do expect to see him back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and he had, an SEC high. I think Call Hawk Sports had that in 14 points. So, he's shown growth, and he does it so efficiently. That's what I think is so impressive about him, Trey, is he doesn't take like 15 shots to get double-digit points. He could take, 5 or 6 shots, and you can see him over double digits. So, and like you said, he definitely provides that spark. Last thing on basketball, Malik Thomas in a boot, walking in the press conference after the game. Something to be worried about. I know he said, I'm just getting off my foot a little bit. Listen, I get off my foot and I put it on the couch. Like, what do you make of Malik walking in with the boot on Saturday after the game?
So I love Malik. People that get to know me. I'm Pittsburgh, proud Pittsburgher. Me, Cal, Malik. We got like they call Pittsburgh the Golden Triangle. So we're Arkansas's Golden Triangle here, trying to rep Pittsburgh. Love his game. You really wonder what's going on there. The walking boot, the hand. It does seem, I don't have the metrics in front of me, but it certainly seems like the shot isn't quite falling the way it was there towards the end of the non-conference play, the beginning of SEC play, and you had that little really hot start, a little bit of lag there in the middle of conference play. They picked it up, and now it's going away a little bit. But that's too strong. Probably the wrong word to say. It's not going away. It's not. Something seems to be
not
missing
as
from his
consistent.
game.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put him in that situation. So the program is so guarded and so closed off. You have a game against Oklahoma where Darius Acuff hits the game winner, and the university, chooses not to make him available because he had been available a lot. We got to get some shine for some other guys. So why is the player in a walking boot being trotted out there in front of the media for them to see? Now, presumably, right, common sense, if you're going to put a player out there in a position to be seen like that, it must not be that bad.
Yeah.
Also, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, if you're in a walking boot, it can't be good. And I don't care how minor it is, you must be dealing with something if you're trying to take pressure off your ankle or your foot or your toe or, whatever it is. Hopefully, I know they had Sunday and Monday off. They're going to get back after it today. They're going to travel out on Friday, as mentioned. This, kind of the midweek bye for Arkansas. But yeah, something to keep an eye on. I was just really, really surprised by that. Like there was no way people really could have seen that, and it was seen, which does give me, somewhat of hope that it's probably not that bad.
I think,
but
yeah,
the bandage on the hand there too is it seems like it's getting thicker.
Yeah, I had kind of noticed that, and I tend to agree with you. If you have him come out for the press conference, and he's probably like you said, it's probably not that bad. We'll have to wait and see if he appears on the availability report on Friday. Trey, I want to step outside of basketball. There's been a lot of discussion amongst Razorback fans on athletics with the football team, and you've got the different levels that are going up in Razorback Stadium in terms of donations, people are seeing the reports from Matt Jones and Christina Long on the not just the board of trustee conversation, but the financials and whatnot. Like Hunter Yurchek and Chancellor Robinson are going to have to work hand in hand. It's not new. I mean, ADs and chancellors have to do that all the time, or presidents, however it's formatted. What do you think that relationship is going to like moving forward, especially with so much change happening within college athletics and so much that occurred within the board of trustees moving? Like, what does that look like moving forward as a relationship and just working hand in hand together?
There's so much to unpack here, and we could talk about this for literally probably an hour. And quite frankly, if we're all being honest, in particular with football, I think that we all have to agree that there's been a lot of missteps over the last, 12 to 15 years that have put the program in this situation. And a lot of those missteps have to do with money. It didn't really seem like they evolved and adapted to NIL as fast as some other programs did, and they got left behind. There have seemed to be some, I don't know how else to put it, some cutting of corners, trying to do more with less in so many ways, for no other reason, presumably, than they are trying to maintain profitability. Whereas other schools, have kind of, maybe found the money a little bit easier to not, from donors or whatever it may be. I think it was, you were alluding there to the whole Hog Sports Report. I think they were the ones, and I hope not, please don't take that out of context. I think they said that the chancellor, the athletic director, blindsided by the news, by the board of trustees meeting. That just tells me that Arkansas is not in alignment. If I'm assuming that we have to operate that if somebody put that out there, that it's true. What do you mean you're blindsided? The school president, the state, state funded program, telling the chancellor and athletic director, hey, you guys have to raise more money. Well, of course you do. You guys have to find ways to compete and maintain the profitability and get football back on track. I've said this a lot of times. I think the only thing that means more to the state economy than Arkansas athletics and more specifically Arkansas football in this state is Walmart. So think about that, how grand that is and what this means to bring so many people together and to fund so many businesses and all those things. 1 second. Sorry, I apologize. So anyways, you're getting things back on track there. I don't know how people could have been surprised by these reports and this information if there are people in the university system that it kind of felt that way. Dad's on. I'm dropping my daughter off. She's been doing really well so far, but now we're kind of at our arrival, so we have to get there. But I find the whole thing interesting. I think that Arkansas has to find ways to do things differently, and I hope that what they're doing will represent doing things differently here coming up in the future.
You got to be innovative, Trey. I know you got some fatherhood duties that have taken your time, so we'll let you go, man. Appreciate you joining us this morning.
Later.
Good stuff, Trey Dare, Pig Trail Nation. Colton, that sound you've been through that before, right?
Well,
he's coming. He's coming
yet,
up.
I'm
looking
forward
to
those. I'm looking forward to those days, and that was a great interview. There's a lot of good insight from Trey. I appreciate that. Glad you could come on with us.
Good stuff from Trey Dare again this morning. Hey, usually our buddy Tom Murphy joins us. He had an editors meeting today, so Trey stepped up. Our conversations with Tom every Tuesday are brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Go to itswhatsfordinner.com, courtesy of beef, itswhatsfordinner.com. When it comes to showing up for your friends, your family, and teammates, it never hurts to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Well, you can do that this Sunday to the Super Bowl. Bring something good from Arkansas. Arkansas beef is the way to go. Again, beef, itswhatsfordinner.com. It's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. We'll catch up with Tom, I think, later on this week. And again, I don't want people to put words in my mouth or make it seem like I'm insinuating something. I just find it interesting, and this is the university, this is the athletics department I care about. Mm-hmm. So I just wonder, and strained is not the right word, but when you have new obligations, when you have new money to raise, when you have new things that have hit your plate, in whether it's an employer, employee, or someone working hand in hand, the pressure mounts, right? The pressure is mounted on Hunter Yurchek, Chancellor Robinson, Ryan Silverfield, who's taken over the head coaching duties. I know they put out some different Arkansas football stuff. It's like, how do they handle that? Can you be, as Trey was kind of nearing the end of his call before his daughter kind of took over the interview, can you be innovative? Like, that's what Arkansas has to be in 2026 and beyond. It's really needed to be these last couple years, but it's failed. Can you think outside the box, and can you take advantage of certain things that others don't think to do? The concert thing's great. Like, you don't have to like Post Malone or Jelly Roll or Carter Faith, but other schools are doing that. I know Ruskin and Zach were having some fun with the squirrel and the plush and everything yesterday, where you can buy a squirrel or buy a plush or whatever. It's like, can you think of ways to get fans excited, involved, and investing money? And many of you have spent all the money you can spend, and I completely understand that. But that is just what college athletics is today. And now, again, you've got to navigate these treacherous waters. What is the area of the ocean?
The Bermuda
the Bermuda.
Triangle.
That's basically what college athletics is.
Yeah.
It'll spit you up and spit you out real quick, especially with the football. Baseball set in stone. As long as DVH is here, probably going to be fine after, assuming you hire a good coach. Basketball is pretty set right now with Cal. Football, not so much. If you're going to go into this Bermuda Triangle with this football team, you better batten down the hatches and be ready to go, or the ship is going to get wrecked pretty stinking quick, especially in the Southeastern Conference.
Very true. Ty, it's funny that you mentioned innovation and trying to find creative ways to get fans to have to part with their money, or people to have to part with their money to invest in your football program. Ty, you're an alumni of the school, so you care. Like you said, it's a program that you care about. What is the name of the School of Business up there? Do you remember what it's called?
Sam Walton School.
That's right, the Sam Walton School of Business. And what is the name of that big yellow and red logo that we have on our football field and also on the basketball?
Tyson.
And if I remember correctly, there's a big, center up there for baseball that has someone's last name on it, right? And they do something that's like really innovative in the trucking industry, the Hunts, right? All this innovation. Here you are in this great state of Arkansas, where all these little poor dumb hillbillies like we are have carved out multiple Fortune 500 companies. You've named buildings after people up there who've revolutionized business. And I know Sam Walton's from Missouri, but still. My point being, you have all this business sense up here in Northwest Arkansas, and you can't find anybody to figure out a good idea for how to get back into the game? Trey is right. They were so resistant to trying to do anything new and modern in college football, all the way down from when this started, running a Stone Age offense with Dan Enos, to what they were doing with NIL. And now they're behind the 8 ball, and they have been. And so, like you said, something has to change, whether it be with the academics and trying to figure out ways to, put money in different places, stop paying for utilities up there, find other ways. It's something that has to be communicated with. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting here in a couple of years looking for another coach, reseeding a different stadium for another 2-10 team. And people will not take it then. They're having a hard time swallowing that pill now, Ty.
Yeah, it's very difficult to convince someone that they should spend a good chunk of money. Even
you just
more.
Can't convince me there's no one up there that has no good ideas. There's just no way. I mean, and they've gone through 4 or 5 different iterations of what was the NIL thing there. It's Edge, then it was the One Collective, then it was the, All In thing now or whatever. And it's just like, people can't even keep that straight. An average fan like me who may want to be able to give $25 to the team every now and then when they have $25 in their pocket can't even do that because it's so convoluted and dumb. Figure out a way to streamline the process and make it easy. You've been having all these donors part with their money for years. That's not what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is build up a system of support. You're selling hope. So it has to be sold to the people who are there, the people who have their cheeks in those seats.
Cheeks in seats. Oh, strong take.
Thank you.
Don't disagree. All right, before we pay some bills, as Matt Jones likes to say, we gotta tell you about our friends at Joe's Grill and Cantina. It is Taco Tuesday. The Flash is going to be there tonight at 3400 South 74th Street. Hey, Valentine's Day, we were talking about, if you haven't figured out what you're doing for Valentine's Day, let me tell you what they're doing at Joe's Grill and Cantina. For just $50, you're going to get a 4-course meal. Shared starter, whether it's queso or guacamole, you can choose between a soup or a salad, plus two entrees. Charged grilled fajita sticks. You can get spinach and mushroom enchiladas with steak or chicken. Chili lime salmon, Mexicali. They've got so much more. Plus, that shared dessert, a heart-shaped brownie. $50 for all that?
That's really
yes,
good.
On February, the Friday, the 13th, and the 14th, from 10:45 a.m. to 9 p.m., plus Valentine's Day cocktail specials all day long. Dine in only at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith. Mike says to preach.
Hey,
he really likes your
appreciate that,
your
Mike.
take this morning.
It's just you're right. Like the innovation is just it's so lacking up there that it's appalling. And like I just wish that they wouldn't have prolonged this for so long that they have nowhere else to turn but to try and keep trying to gouge regular people and keep trying to make people sell and get reseated for 400% of where they sat last year. It's just. There is a huge disconnect between the people that are having to foot the bill for all this and then everything else, and it's just it makes it almost indigestible to watch the program.
Indigestible, huh?
Yeah, and it makes it almost indigestible to watch the program when they suck on the actual football field, and then there's all this garbage behind the scenes where they can't get their money together the right way. It's really hard to defend them.
Brandon Paris, the thing about the university being behind the times like you're talking about is that a very quick turnaround can happen with the right leadership and getting money. Indiana is proof of that. Indiana also has the largest alumni base in the country. But I will give you, again, second worst football program of all time. Mm-hmm. If there's hope in Bloomington, there's hope in Fayetteville. Yeah, we got to hit a break. Hope. SEC update when we return. Talk of the Town Tuesday rolls on next.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
Hey, bud, I'm not concerned about the record. I'm concerned about the tournament.
This is the Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Like when you eat the delectable new mini taco salad, you don't need a mini taco salad fork. The fork that comes in the bag is fine. Just like the beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. Just as good though. Try Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu for $3 or less today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Tax extra.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, save $30 on select DeWalt 20-volt max tools or $20 on select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
10 years ago, True Grit Running Company opened its doors with one simple goal: to help people move better, feel stronger, and find their stride. Today, we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
Okay, guys, quick PSA. Forgetting Valentine's Day flowers is not the move. Get it right this year. Send farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. And right now, get 25% off with code CANTY. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game. So order now. Go to Books.com and use code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
You know who's growing on me a little bit this week? I want to who? Taylon Green. Really?
Okay. I have thoughts on Taylon Green. Go ahead.
I'm seeing progress in him. He's not a great passer. We all know that. But I'm starting to see him like where his eyes are going in the right place. He's picking up on coaching. But as I'm watching Taylon, and you've got Altmaier, who's like the captain of consistency, and Nussmeier, who's clearly the guy, Taylon's just quietly going through his reps.
It's Todd McShay talking about former Arkansas quarterback Taylon Green Senior Bowl this past weekend in Mobile, Alabama. Where's Taylon end up draft-wise, Colton? What round?
It would definitely be the later rounds because he'll be a project for some team, I'm sure. If he does end up getting drafted, I mean, you know, McShay, and I forget who it is that he does that podcast with, but there are some flaws in his game. He's not a great passer, and the thing that's got everybody kind of, you know, intrigued about him, obviously, is his great athletic ability and his size and that stature. It's obviously NFL ready, but there is some things that need to be polished. But what McShay's talking about, you know, his eyes being in the right place and just going through progressions and trying to really learn and soak things up. I think that at the NFL level, it's such a jump from college to the NFL. Matt Jones has talked about it countless times, just what you have to process and what you have to learn and how you have to go about it. And if there was one thing that I could always say about Taylon Green is I always felt like that was something that he was never going to shy away from, which was the process of trying to learn and get better. So the NFL model is something that I can see Taylon really succeeding in, but he'll have to put in some work because if you want to be a quarterback, you've got to be able to deliver that football timely and with accuracy. And that's one thing that's just really been his Achilles heel since he's came from Boise State here to Arkansas and even before that.
Yeah, when you think about the uptick from Mountain West?
Yeah.
Is Boise State in the Mountain West to the SEC? There's even a bigger jump to the National Football League. And so how does he handle that? A guy that turned the ball over a lot in college, unfortunately, saw that firsthand. And I like Taylor. I think he's a leader.
Yeah.
I think that he did some good things for the U of A these last 2 years.
He was an exciting football player.
Yes, he was. It just didn't necessarily result in the on-the-field results that he wanted or that we wanted. I did find that interesting that McShay had to say that about him, so maybe he flies up a little bit.
Yeah, and other teams are definitely seeing the same thing. And I mean, he'll have a chance to just to show more. I don't know if he's going to the combine or not. I know Arkansas will have a pro day, so he'll have an opportunity to do those things and really show off more because I mean, I saw him. This is a terrible thing to say, but he did make some good throws in the Senior Bowl practice.
Okay.
And that's how GMs get fired for drafting people off of that, but you can see that there's some real talent there that just has to be kind of polished up. And we've seen that this year. Sam Darnold, I mean, he was a talented kid, first rounder coming out of USC, and he wasn't as good as scripted coming out of the college, and now he's getting better and
sometimes
back in the Super Bowl.
Sometimes it takes several teams.
Yes.
New York Jets,
Takes time.
Minnesota Vikings,
Panthers.
Panthers. The GM at Minnesota gets fired because of the season that he's having, amongst other things. One of the things that they let him go for was, it sounded like, or I don't know if they let him go, but at least what I read, it's like paternity leave. He took 2 weeks. I don't know how to reconcile that, because there's some guys that don't miss games. Like they go to games despite their wife having the birth of their child. So I don't know how to reconcile that. That was just something I was reading. We were talking about Malik Thomas and him walking in the boot. Apparently, Mark Pope was talking about this. Otega Owe had an ankle injury, so he went 9 of 12 for 24 points on a hobby ankle, or a what's the word I'm looking for? Hobbled ankle. Jeez Louise, a hobbled ankle against you this past week.
And he did a pretty good job of shutting down Acuff in that first half.
Yeah, he did a lot on the defensive side. I think somehow, some way, I got to watching the Arkansas UNLV game in Barnhill Arena, the one where Larry Johnson apparently famously says, "You got to go get some men to Nolan Richardson." Well, like Cal can't do that midseason, or he's not going to. I say that he's not going to, based on his comments when everything with everything going on with Bediako. But I'm talking about big men. It's like, I think so you were talking about Anthony Davis. We were talking about like freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman guards can get away with stuff when they have an incredible back line. Well, Arkansas, I know TB can block some shots, and Malik Ewan can block some shots. I don't know how many Nick Pringle has on this season. But there's no like sturdy force. It doesn't matter how many guards you let by you, this guy's going to take care of you. Arkansas just doesn't have that on the back end. So while some of Cal's guards over the years, and whether it's Memphis or in Lexington, have been able to get away with that, Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff really can't do that, because they don't have that back end force like some of Cal's other guards have. And I know Malik's talked about like defense, got to get better. Darius said on ESPN following, I think, the LSU games, like, I got to get better defensively. It's there. Like, this team, like Tommy asked that question yesterday in Morning Rush Daily Question, is this team, will they, or is it, what do you say? Can they?
Is it that this team can't play defense, or that they won't play defense?
And I answered can't, and I hope I'm wrong, and maybe it's just a want to from them, from the two fresh, because it starts up front, and by up front I mean your shooting guard and your point guard. More often than not, that's going to be Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff that are setting the tone defensively. And if those guys don't get better defensively, I'm not talking about offensively, I'm talking about defensively by the end of the season, this team's not going to get to the second weekend. Yeah. They're going to get bounced in the first or second round, and we're going to be having the conversation on a hog reaction. It's like, well, what happened? Well, they didn't get better defensively. It's pretty cut and dry. It's pretty simple. And if they do, then this team is going to take another jump to another level. And I don't know how else to slice it than that. I think this is about as simple as a fix as there is when it comes to this basketball team.
And Tommy said this yesterday. I mean, playing defense is hard. These guys in the SEC, they're on scholarship too. They're getting also paid $1 million. I mean, they got a nice house and an apartment and a really expensive dog and a cool car. I mean, these guys are good at what they do. And it takes a different type of mindset. Matt Jones talks about playing that type of defense, having that type of mentality that I'm going to stop you. I'm not going to let you score. I'm going to take this ball from you. I'm going to make you. I'm going to hurt you if you don't let this happen. It's a difficult thing to do, and so you're right, Ty. I think if defensively they can't change things, I mean, we've said it before. Fran Fraschilla said it on the broadcast. I mean, it's a Final Four offense and a first-round defense. So things have to change. And the good thing is that you know that, like you said, when Darius and Malik, and when these freshmen recognize that, at least you know that they're putting in the proper steps to try and correct the action and try and make things a little bit better. What you need is for those guys from the back end, like you're talking about, that are having to, that should be stepping up whenever you have a lack of experience up front on defense. The Trevin Brazils, the Nick Pringles, and the Malik Ewans of this team, our big guys, our core, those guys have to be able to be defensive anchors, play defense without fouling. And another part of defense, Ty, where they've been getting worked in several of the last few conference games, you have got to be physical and turn around, put a body on somebody, and grab that ball off the glass, or you won't get a chance to show off the razzle-dazzle and how good you are on offense. So it's all a mental thing. These guys have to get that mindset right, and I hope that Coach Cal and company can get these guys motivated, because I think that's what it is that not that they can't play defense, but that they're just not doing it to the level that is needed to make the run that we are all expecting right now.
A few other headlines in your SEC update. Ole Miss takes on Tennessee tonight. South Carolina against Texas tonight. Only 2 SEC basketball games. And then also Nick Saban is going to be a part of the team's search with the Nashville Predators to find their next general manager. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you're the Predators, you want to, trying to find somebody that is going to lead your franchise and help you continue to evolve in the NHL. And if you're looking for a guy that knows a little bit about leadership, why don't you just, search through your directory and, hey, that guy right
Nick
there.
Saban.
Nick Saban, he knows a thing or two. So, I mean, that's good for the Predators. And I wonder how much money he's got invested in that. You think, like, the Predators, they get back to the Stanley Cup Finals, you think, Saban will skate out there and lift the cup up, too? That'd be sweet.
They've got a really good atmosphere. I've got a buddy that works for the organization, and it's a pretty cool deal there in Nashville. All right, that is your SEC update this morning. It's brought to you by Arts Barbecue and Burger. Smoke Philly cheesesteak is back, baby. Wade and Morgan whipping it up. Their onion rings are always diehard. You know what? The first time I actually came and interviewed for this gig, and Tommy's regretted it ever since. Should have picked the other guy, but they took me to Arts after, and it sealed the deal. Like, I know that they were trying to figure out who they were going with. Well, I figured out that I wanted to go with ESPN Arkansas, thanks to the delicious food I got at Arts Barbecue and Burgers. Again, smoked Philly cheesesteak. Their burgers are always phenomenal at Arts. If you haven't been lately, whether it's catering, maybe it's getting ready for the Super Bowl this weekend, it's not just the barbecue. It's not just the burgers, catfish, catering. It doesn't matter. They can do it all at Arts Barbecue and Burgers. Off Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Tell Wade, tell Morgan, tell the team that we sent you there from the Morning Rush. All right, so coaches' call-in shows. A lot of them have been eliminated. Now, you still have Live with Coach Cal. You still got the Swatters Club with DVH.
He didn't take calls, though, does he?
Yeah, well, I was going to say Razorback Football Live, but they do like the in-person, and rare is it that someone's going to look a coach in the eye and ask him a question or rip him for something. Yeah. Yes. All right, so Syracuse basketball has taken a step back since Jim Boeheim is no longer at the helm. Give the audience who's the coach now for the Syracuse Orangemen.
They handed it over to just the next line of succession. It's Adrian Autry, who's replaced him, and he had a very interesting phone call that he received on his show.
We had a caller patiently waiting through the break there, Tyler in Binghamton. We appreciate that. You're on with Coach Autry.
Hey guys,
hey Tyler.
Red, I was just wondering, who do you think are going to be the best candidates for your job once?
There you go, Tyler. Appreciate that. Neighborhood will be excited for you. Good job.
That's such an awkward situation for the play-by-play guy, for the coach. Yeah. I don't know. What was did you get the neighborhood reference?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear what he...
Okay. Maybe it was like that he was crowded around. The neighborhood was listening to him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's what it is. I mean, because you don't make those type of phone calls just for yourself. I mean, you've got, a buddy that's listening to the show. Yeah.
The iconic... I should have had you cut the iconic Tyler from Spartanburg, South Carolina clip with Dabo Swinney, which is still to this day one of my favorite call-in show calls to a head coach, and Dabo just going awesome. Well, Clemson's definitely taking a step back. Anyone that would say otherwise is foolish, because the college football's changed, and Dabo hasn't necessarily adapted with it like other coaches have.
Well, they got the band back together with Chad. It's going to be just like old times.
Yeah, the PTSD I got from listening to Chad Morris's opening day press conference. I thought about playing it on the show, and then I thought better of it because I didn't want to do that to you as a listener.
Thank you.
I didn't want to go back through the worst period that I've experienced in my life, and that some of you have told me that have 30, 40, 50 years on me. It's the worst experience you've ever dealt with Razorback football. And listen, there have been games you lose to the Citadel. You've had some other moments in Razorback history where you were just ashamed to wear that emblem, wear that logo on your chest. And I don't know if anything outdoes that. So again, I refrain from doing that. Nate in Bentonville texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline said he started following the Preds a couple years ago, and they bleeped the bed ever since. That is not fun. Like, think about the young men and young women that just started becoming Razorback football fans, and like the last couple years. Ugh. And I at least like we talked about Gus Malzahn's retired, for those who don't know, 35 years, and I at least got to experience the year that Gus was here with Mitch Mustaine and D-Mac and Felix and Payton and, of course, the late Ryan Mount and T-Dub and those guys, 2010, 2011, 2002 with Matt, who's we're lucky enough to have as a coworker. Like, I at least, if you're a young Razorback fan, it's bad. Or even like a young Cowboys fan, it's kind of in that same line of thinking. It's just like you didn't get to experience like the top, the peak. And I really didn't either football-wise, because when you win in 64, there were great years in the 70s and 80s, and it's definitely been a little different since you've joined the Southeastern Conference. But yeah, being a young Razorback fan is, at least football-wise, is tough.
Well, I'm just hoping by the time that my son has, a little bit of cognizance and he can understand things, that, he has a team that he can be proud of, and his first memories aren't of heartache and despair and, why can't we root for Indiana or something like that, just something that would make him happy. But hopefully by then, because he won't have a choice, of course, it'll be forced upon him. But yeah, you're
part
right.
Of life.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how it is. I didn't have a choice. So, I'm not sure most of us really ever did, but you're right. If you've been a young fan, say you were born in like 2015, you're about 11 years old, 10 years old now, all you've ever known is just garbage, just trash.
Well, hopefully that changes. I hope I'm wrong. I got a video sent to me this morning of practice and the assistant coaches and whatnot, and people were excited.
I saw that. They've been doing this. They're doing a draft, and they're splitting into teams, trying to get some competition going. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
I want this team to surprise us all here coming up in September. I hope I'm wrong. And listen, first year's always tough for any coach, but when you walk into Utah week 2, Georgia week 3, I don't care if that game's in Athens or in Fayetteville, it's just not an easy thing to ask for. Mm-hmm. Not an easy thing to deal with, I should say. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Talking about Valentine's Day. What a great place you could spend Valentine's Day. Really secluded. You can do your own thing, eat the restaurant, which is always great food, and you're going to have a great time, whether you fish or not. My parents go, and they don't even fish. They just go for the nature, which I thought was kind of odd at first, but they enjoy still going, so keep on going, I guess. 870-431-5202. Go to gasins.com. Check out their Facebook page. Great videos, great photos. They always have a good time. We actually got a text from Scott in Mountain View this morning, asking about Gaston's. He's first time texter this morning, and a very loyal listener. Let's see. He's going to be there for the brown trout coming up. Scott, have a great time. Doesn't matter which guide you go with, you're going to have a fantastic time. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time. Every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive hotline at 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive, serving drivers since 1946 and built on a tradition of trust.
You got to compete in anything you do, and it's one reason we got a ping pong table in their locker room.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
What's the play this Valentine's Day? At ESPN Arkansas, we can lead you to a score. Head to hitthatline.com and register to win a pink sapphire and diamond necklace from Swift's Jewelry. And gift cards from Cupid's Lingerie, Gregory Jewelers, and Joshua's Fine Jewelry. We've got you covered all over the natural state. Our featured partners, Swift's Jewelry in downtown Fayetteville and Cupid's Lingerie in northwest Arkansas, make this Valentine's Day unforgettable. This contest would not be possible without the support of Joshua's Jewelry in Russellville and Gregory Jewelers in Mountain Home. Just register now at hitthatline.com for the Valentine's Day Playbook giveaway. No purchase necessary. You can register once per day, plus earn other entries by following our social media accounts. The winner will be announced on Friday, February 13th during halftime. hitthatline.com/Valentine's Day. hitthatline.com/Valentine's Day.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple of burgers?
Those are good burgers, brother.
Archer Burger, my God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll...
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
All right, Weston Springdale asking where the boss man is at today. Tommy had a death in the family, unfortunately, so just be thinking about him. He'll be back tomorrow. I know he's had a rough few weeks, as has his family, so you just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. We'd appreciate it. All right, let's talk some trivia. A little CJ's Trivia. We do it every single Tuesday. A little CJ's Trivia Tuesday. We'll take texts here because I think we're running out of time. Text us. You don't have to call. If you want to call, you can, but the texting is going to get to us quicker. 877-377-6963. J.J. Andrews is a new McDonald's All-American, so congratulations for him. Here's the thing about J.J. He is the 23rd high school signee Razorbacks was. Arkansas has had 2 transfers in. One of those is DJ Wagner. Who is the other? Who makes number 25? You got a transfer player that was an All-American out of high school, and he's very popular. You guys know who he is? 877-377-6963. DJ is the other one. This guy, blank, is number 25 of the All-Americans that Arkansas has gotten on campus. 23 out of high school. DJ's 24 from Kentucky, and the other one is 25.
He was the first one.
The first one. That helps.
Right.
Yeah, so
One.
you time it up right.
Yeah.
Trying to think of a hint that I can give that won't completely give it away for a $25
Yeah.
CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers gift card.
There's not a lot of hints that you can give. He's one of one.
He's come on this show before.
Yes, multiple times.
He's
a
funny.
friend of the show. He's a friend of the program.
He's funny. I'm trying to again kind of wait around a little bit without completely diving in and giving out the answers.
Bingo.
It's not Anthony Black. BE. You said bingo. It's not Anthony Black. There it is. Hog Wild.
Hog Wild got it.
Correct. Mr. Joe Klein.
Big Joe.
As
from Slater Road.
as Colton correctly pointed out, the first All-American high school was at Arkansas.
Where did he transfer from again? Was it at Notre Dame? Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's where he started. Ended up. Spencer Darius is also an All-American, but again he was signed out of high school. So Joe is the transfer in. It's pretty wild. I would have thought there would have been more than just two, but just DJ and Joe Klein on that list of All-American transfers. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. Not really a transfer, just kind of staying put. Keith and the team at both Russellville and the Fayetteville locations. Russellville off Arkansas Avenue. I'll pass it on the way. I say I'll pass it. I'm not going that way. But it's always a great pit stop. I'm gonna go to Little Rock in a few weeks, and it's always a great pit stop on the way. Maybe you're traveling Northwest Arkansas, you stop at the Fayetteville location, and you get yourself a great burger, fries, and shakes. Their shakes are fantastic. I know Tommy messes with me about getting a shake because I'm a kid, but they're so good. You got to get them.
Fries with fry sauce.
Yes,
Yeah.
fries with fry sauce. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. Coming up, halftime. Bill Elson, Matt Jones, Big C on the way. ESPN Arkansas.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout,